All right. Okay, we're gonna go fast and furious to make sure we hit all of our points for staff meeting today. So we're gonna go over a couple things today. First things first, let's talk about the last MIT meeting. The last MIT meeting, if you guys have your notes or want to pull out your notes from that meeting, I want to know what some of your key points were, some of your takeaways from the last MIT meeting in Lubbock, Texas.
What did it have to do with like psychology?
Tell me more. Okay. Oh. No, don't lie. Don't lie, don't lie. We're recording this.
You got it on recording? No. Okay. Do you have a copy of that?
We
Sure.
talked about emotional intelligence. Once again, whenever emotions are high, intelligence gets low. The characteristics of a lone-star manager.
Okay, pause. When was the last time that emotions were high and logic was low for you? Think of an instance.
Like work related?
Oh, just anything. It's an example.
Whenever I get mad.
Did you get mad recently about something?
Fine.
Okay. What were you, can I ask what you were mad about?
No.
Okay. What the yeah. So did you
I mouthed off.
you typically mouth off to people,
No.
but your emotions were high?
Yes.
Okay. So whenever I think of Serena, I don't think of her character being somebody who mouths off. She's very sweet, she's kind, she holds her word, she's good. But when emotions get high, you change how you act because of she changes how she acts. And a lot of us do. That's okay. That's normal. Risa, what's the time that you had emotions were high, so you acted differently than what you normally would have done or should have done?
There's been a lot of times. Trying to think of it like.
What did you want to share?
What's that? Well, there was one time I was stuck in the snow. Well, me and this guy were stuck in the snow. And I had like told him not to go that way because we were already late to school. But he went that way anyways and got stuck. He saw us late to school, and I'm very like, I need to be early to everything. So whenever we were late, I was like, yeah.
Do you typically lash out at people?
Um,
Like on a daily basis?
no.
Anybody that you talk to, hanging out with?
No.
No. But why was this situation different?
Because when things don't go according to plan, you get stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you acted how you acted out of character for yourself. It's good. Bro, what's something that happened to you?
Jurisdiction on like relationship. So like when I was first dating my boyfriend, I remember one time it was like at night, I just started dating for a very long time. I think it was only like 2 or 3 hours, and I just started crying. I didn't say anything. I just walked out, left the house, and drove around calling me. I don't think it's fun. Yeah. Yeah. I don't do that now, obviously, but yeah, it was very.
Oh my
Logic.
Do you typically just drive around town for an hour and not answer anybody's phone calls? Is that a normal thing? Only time. But that's out of your character. But you did that because in the moment, that's what you felt. Right. I think it's important that we recognize as we're continuing on that both in this job and in life, I think the reason why I bring that up is because I think it's so important to be able to recognize those moments in the moment. It's a skill, and it's so special to be able to recognize those moments in the moment. There's been plenty of times, even for myself in the last year, where I've been in a situation where I feel like I need to do something. I need to do this, do that, whatever. But I ask myself, okay, where is this coming from? Is this coming from the circumstances that are happening right now and how I feel about it? Or is this aligned with who I am as a person and how I operate? And I remember one of the very first agreements that I made with myself whenever I was a new representative. It wasn't when I was a new rep, it was whenever Gerardo promoted me to be an assistant manager. He was a branch manager. This is his second time running an office for a summer, his second time being an intern, opened up the Lubbock office, and he called me, or he texted our group chat, our old Cutco group chat from our first summer. Hey guys, open up the office. If you guys need any work, just let me know, hit me up. And I texted him, I said, yeah, I've been interested. So he called me. He said, hey, how you been? What's up? How things? Okay, cool. Yeah, long time no see. We hadn't talked for a year and a half. He said, hey, so tell me about what you're trying to do. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to make some money, trying to sell some knives, blah, blah, blah. He goes, okay, well, I want to make you an assistant manager. And I was like, oh, shoot. Okay. Like, that's way more responsibility than I ever thought. And I was honored. And I remember one of the first things that I said to myself after that phone call was, okay, I need to have complete transparency and trust with him, because he is making me his business partner. And if we're going to be business partners, I got to be 100% honest with him. And as I've gone throughout my career, there have been times where I didn't want to be honest with him. He was my accountability partner. He was my friend. He was my coach. He was my boss, whatever. He was all these things. And there's lots of times where I wanted to lie to him. I wanted to hide the truth because maybe the truth didn't make me look good, or maybe the truth would make him disappointed in me, or maybe the truth was whatever, something. But it comes down to I had to ask myself, how do I operate? Am I making this decision based off what I feel like I should do? Or am I making this decision based on the truths that I know? And the truths that I know is that I'm not going to lie to him because he trusts me and I trust him, and I never want to jeopardize that ever. That's gonna be repercussions forever. So I'm going to keep that honesty, even if it makes me look bad. That is the operations of myself. And that is what I believe in, is like, okay, how am I going to operate? When things get hard, I don't quit. That's another operating system for me. Whenever I was 13, I saw a video of Michael Jordan saying, if you quit, he said, never quit, because if you quit once, it becomes a habit. So ever since 13, that was my motto, like, never quit. I'll walk away from things when it's time to walk away, but not because it's hard. If I'm going to walk away, I'm going to walk out on top. And that's just how I operate. And so there have been times in my vector career where I felt like, why am I selling knives? I don't care about knives. I don't want to sell. I don't want to be a manager. I don't want to be a CSP. I don't want to work in this company. I don't want to do. Gerardo just wants me to do it. That's just what he wants me to do. I don't even know if I want to be a district manager. I don't know if I want to be a branch manager. I don't even care about this. This isn't even what I want to do with my life. I don't even care. Like, this is so dumb, right? And I asked myself, why am I, okay, why do I feel like this? I looked around, I looked at my sales reports, I looked at my last couple of weeks. They were bad. They were down. My confidence was low. My sales were low. I wasn't making, my bank account was low, right? All these things were bad. And I was like, okay, well, I want to quit. I do, but I'm not a quitter. So if I get these things up and I still want to quit, then but guess what? I got them up and I was like, this is the best job ever. I love this job. This is amazing, right? Everything changes whenever you're able to recognize those moments where you're in your emotions, okay? So that saying has been one of the best things to ever serve me to make the right decisions in those hard moments. So as we continue on, Hell Week was last week because there was a lot of things, but really, as we continue on between now and the end of December, you're going to have a lot of emotions come up. Maybe you already have that right now, where you have those questions, where you feel like that, where you feel like maybe this job's not for me. Maybe I don't want to branch. Maybe I don't want to be a district. Maybe I don't want to be a assistant manager. Maybe I just want to be a sales rep. Maybe I just want to do this. Maybe I just want to do that. Maybe I should go find another job, whatever. Maybe I just need to be a student. All those things. You got to ask yourself, is this based off the situation that I'm in right now? Because if it is, oftentimes you're being led by your emotions. And if you're able to identify that, then you can understand, okay, what would the logical decision be? And oftentimes it's hard for us to make that decision or to be able to come up with that decision, like identify what's the logical move by ourselves. Because why? Why do you think it's hard to come up with a logical decision when we're in the midst of that?
Those were like my emotions.
Exactly, because our emotions are crazy, right? Our emotions are going everywhere. So you have to have the forethought, the foresight to say, okay, I can't make, I'm not in a position to make a logical decision. So let me talk to somebody I trust that can help me walk through this. That's what Gerardo's been for me. That's what Stacy's been for me. That's what Dante's been for me. That's what my mom and dad have been for me. That's what like my parents don't exactly understand what I do, but my parents are the type of parents to say, they're going to back me up on my operating systems. Don't quit because it's hard. Don't give up on yourself because you haven't had a good week in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Don't give up. They support me there. Stacy, Gerardo, Dante, they all support me in every other area. So the psychology behind this, there's a reason that Stacy and Gerardo talked about this a week ago. Why? Because it's going to be the most relevant in the next coming months. Okay. So as we go on, remember those things, apply those, learn to do this, because think about it like this. Let's say you're working your dream job. You have a career, you're doing what you want to do. And then let's say you have kids to take care of and you have a family and you have friends. When you're working your job and you become a wife, does that mean you can't work your job anymore? Does that mean you shouldn't be a wife because you have a job? No, you have to learn how to do both. What about now you have a job, your wife, and now you have kids? Are you not allowed to work your job anymore? Do you stop getting to be whatever you do as your job because now you're a mother too? Do you stop being a mother because you have a job? Or because do you stop being a wife because you have a job and now you also have kids? No, you learn to do it. You learn to manage it all. So that's why this skill to learn right now is so serving to you, because in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, that's when people typically even start to learn this. But if you can learn this now, you're going to be ahead of the curve. In other words, it's going to be easier later in life. I wouldn't say it's going to be easier. I'd say it's always going to be, there's always going to be difficulties, but you're going to be more well equipped to handle those difficulties because of what you learn and practice here. Does that make sense? Okay. What else did you guys talk about at MIT meeting?
Characteristics of a Lone Star manager.
Ooh.
Just reiterating, somebody who's hungry, humble, and smart.
It's good. It's good. Have you guys read the book yet? The Ideal Team Player? I guess you guys probably haven't got that yet. I think he gives them out in December. It's the book, The Ideal Team Player. It's a great book. Talks about, that's where the concept of hungry, humble, and smart came from. Patrick Lencioni wrote the book, and he writes the book of how everybody wants somebody on their team who's hungry, humble, and smart. So it's encouragement. How can we be hungry, humble, and smart this week? How I can practice being hungry, humble, and smart. We just set 17 people. To be hungry would be say, okay, let's double it. Let's go get 40 this week. To be humble would be to say, okay, I need to get better and I need to make sure that you guys are being taken care of too. And to be smart would be say, okay, how do I strategically develop you guys to be really good at this job and strategically develop the next generation of new sales representatives to be able to do what you guys are doing now. Smart, hungry, humble, smart. That's what it would look like for me this week. So I encourage you to think about, we don't have time for this, but what would being hungry, humble, and smart look like for you this week? Okay. Anything else from the MIT meeting that was cool, stood out to you, exciting?
I had like 3 small points, to talk about it, but one's like this whole situational leadership, D1, D2, D3, D4. I like never heard that before. I was like,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense. Like that would mean this timeline, this timeline, this timeline. I was like, that's me, my relationship, that's me, this, like everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
It's good.
Like that was like the most eye-opening thing.
Yeah.
And then second, I put pressure as a privilege. It's like well, like, it's kind of great. Like, and how they're playing like Brandon John, Brandon Shrinking, something like that. And the last point was something like you can feel stress, but you don't live stress.
Mm.
And we create our own stress.
It's good.
Those are my 3 points.
It's good. Can you teach us about the D1, D2, D3, D4 level? And maybe like how it applied to you and just like, I mean,
So on it, y'all gonna hear my Cutco story that Steven doesn't even know. I'm excited now, yes.
go for it.
Wait, right now?
Can you?
Oh, I thought.
Can you explain the concept? Like, explain how it works and how it's applied to you.
Okay, so like D1 is like, I'm not kind of apply it with like work. So D1 is like where you're like new, something new, but you're excited, but you kind of have low confidence, and like you're not really sure what it is. We have high commitment, so like, oh, it's a new job, like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out, see how it goes. So like it's kind of like when you get your first job at Cutco, you're like excited, you're like, yeah, go do like, 20 appointments in a weekend, go to the and then D2 is like you have lower commitment, you try that thing, you're like, oh, I'm not really sure if this is for me. But you have more confidence because you've learned more, you gain more skills, you got better at the job. I'm already like skipping stuff. But people that have like they just got the new job, they can do high direction and low support. They're already excited, so they don't need much support, but they need lots of direction, which means like teaching them how to do this, that. They need lots of like knowledge of doing that. D2, they need high direction and high support, because now they're at the point where like, I'm not sure if this is for me, and they kind of go off the cliff and only talk to one, so that's where they also need still learning more stuff with the direction, but also they need a lot of support from like the managers, like, no, like you got this, like this could be fun, like they need a lot of support in that moment, so they're not just making a bad decision. They say you don't want to like make any decisions in D2 because you're in like the most like valuable, not valuable, but vulnerable, yeah, stage. And D3 is like moderate confident, but variable commitment. So this can go like one of like 2 ways. It's either like you completely commit, you're like, yeah, this isn't for me, or it's like, okay, I'm actually like committed to this now. I'm gonna gain a lot more. I think this is for me. That's where you need like low direction, like you've already gained a lot of skills, knowledge, but you still need high support because you could be like, no, this isn't for me, go. And D4 is when you have high confidence and high commitment. That's where it's like, oh, like this is what I want to do. I've learned a lot of stuff. This is where you don't really need much like direction or.
It's good.
So kind of like my little like timeline. I'm trying to go fast. Okay. So like in the beginning, I was really excited. I sold some stuff. I was like, oh, it's really cool. I think I was still kind of the same in SU1, which was like a month between. Like I was still doing a lot of like sales demos, still doing pretty good. And then that's probably, I would say SU1 is when I'm like a little after SU1 is when I'm at like that little lower commitment. I'm like, okay, I did pretty good. Then I just kind of like stopped. I was like, whatever. And then D3 is like the moderate confident. Okay, hold on. So after SU1, I kind of like, stopped a little. I was like really unsure. And then SU2 happened. And then that's when I was like having like the low confidence, like, oh, I don't know if this is good. I did not sell crap. Like I took a couple of days off, like, maybe I'm just really not good. And I felt like really shitty after SU2. And it took me like a couple weeks to like really just like transition. And so kind of like where I was, which was D3, where it's where like, I gained a lot more skills, like workshops and stuff like that. And I got better at it. So then I just started selling stuff in September. And then right now I would say I'm like between D3 and D4 more. So it's kind of been like, that's why I say it's been like up and down, but it's like, I think I was like, I told myself at one point, it was probably before SU1, I was like, I don't care how long it takes, but get the 10K, and if you still, want to quit. And I did, and I didn't want to, so. It's been, sorry.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I didn't quit.
Yeah, I know. Good job. Good job. No, that's a great explanation of what it looks like and how it works. So good. If you're able to teach something, then you're able to understand it. So that's why I put you on the spot there. So good job. Yeah. No, good job. Okay, cool. All right. I want to talk about something. There's 2 things that we're implementing this week, which is coaches and recruiting shifts. Coaches and recruiting shifts. So let me share my screen. All right. So we're just gonna go day by day last week. So this was Friday. We're gonna go day by day for our recruiting report. On Friday of last week, we set 0. Saturday of last week, I think Brooke set 3, 4. Brooke set 4, Serena set 2. Great job on a Saturday. On Sunday, this was Blitz. We set 7 in Blitz. I set 1, Serena set 1, Lowe set 1, Kristen set 1, Brooke set 2, Teresa, Alexis set 1. So now we're at 6 plus 7 is 14 for the week. No, 13 for the week. So then Monday, we set 0. 0 for Monday. Tuesday, we set 1. Who set the 1? The conveyor user. I don't even know who that is. Wednesday, we set 0. And then Thursday, during team meeting, we set 6. I set 2. Brooke set 4. Some was during team meeting, some was before. And we got 6, and we barely got to 20 for the week. So, so really we recruited on Sunday, Saturday, and Thursday. And we were able to get to 20. So 3 out of the 7 days we recruited. During those, when we recruit, it's good. We get people set, we get 20, it's great. But the other days is we just don't have any structure or accountability or reliability for recruiting every day. Now, what days are the most important to recruit? Do you know why?
Why on Blitz?
Mm-hmm.
Because
A lot of people aren't. Like,
Yeah. it's a good day to call.
It's true. I'm going to teach you something that to help you think more like a manager. When do we run interviews?
Throughout the week, so you get them set for the week.
What days throughout the week? Yes.
Monday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then sometimes on Saturday. So which days throughout the week are the most important? So we have interviews throughout those days. When do we schedule the people that we call for the interviews, right? So when is the most important time? When we sign somebody, when do we want to set them for training? As soon as possible. So we want them in this week. So is somebody more or less likely to get scheduled for this week on a Thursday? When they come in for an interview on a Thursday, are they more or less likely to be scheduled for training the next day? It's less likely because it's a quick turnaround. Hey, you ready to come to training for 8 hours tomorrow? They oftentimes have things going on. So what happens? They typically get scheduled for the next week. What about Monday though? Most people have an availability that they're like, oh yeah, that gives them enough time. Monday and Tuesday should be our biggest days for signing for this week's training. Why? Because that's the earliest. It gives a couple of days before training. Wednesday and Thursday are much harder to schedule for this week. Obviously we want to, but it's just typically more difficult. So when is recruiting most vital? Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Those 3 days, because you set people for interviews on Sunday for Monday and Tuesday. On Monday, you set people for interviews on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Tuesday, you set them for interviews on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Wednesday, that gets into setting people for interviews for Thursday and Saturday, which when are they going to go to training? A week later. So strategically thinking, the best time to book people for interviews and to get people in for interviews is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is the time that we want big interviews. Because those people are going to be in training this week. So then Friday could be a good recruiting day because it's going to schedule people for Monday. Friday is good for Saturday and Monday. So we have an interview on Saturday. Saturday is good for Monday. Sunday is good for Monday through Tuesday, Monday through Wednesday. We just set a bunch of people. We started today with like 7 people set for, we had 9 people set, sorry, 8 people set for interviews on Monday. Now we have, now we have 20, like 19 or 20 people set for interviews tomorrow because of our work today. So we added 10 more people tomorrow. So if we have another 4 hours cumulative as a team of recruiting tomorrow, what is that going to do for Tuesday's interviews? It's going to boost them up. On Tuesday, if we have another 4 hours of recruiting, what's that going to do for Wednesday? It's going to boost it up. Does that make sense? So that's why we need consistent recruiting. We don't need to just have 3 days a week. We need at least like 5 to 6 days a week of recruiting. Doesn't need to be 10 set every day. It's just like, let's have some movement. Let's set 5 every day. Like once we set 5, if we can do 5 every day, then we can raise our standard to 10. But so that's why consistent recruiting matters. Does that make sense? So that's why consistent recruiting matters. So what we need to do is we need to implement recruiting shifts for when you can take 2 hours to call. Okay. So I want you guys to pull up your schedule, pull up your calendar. And what we need 4 hours of recruiting per day. And that can be split up between 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 1 person. But that's the number. If we have 4 hours of recruiting every day, that's going to get us about 5 to 10 sets. And if we do that, we'll be setting 50 a week. If we set 50 a week, anything that we ever want to accomplish in this business is totally doable. Like weekly AM pay for $100. Absolutely. Maybe $200, doable. If we're setting 50 a week, that's 1,000,000% doable. So that's why the 4 hours is the number. 4 hours per day. So what this could look like, if Brooke on Mondays recruited from 10 to 12, and then Serena recruited from 2 to 4, and then Alexis and Brisa do Tuesday, 4 hours, different shifts. Kristen and Lily do Wednesday. Me and James do Thursday. It could work like that. That would get us our numbers.
So basically, it's supposed to have to be 2 2-hour shifts a week plus.
No, it'd be one 2-hour shift plus splits every week. Thoughts on that? That's what everybody else does. So I sent you guys that text the other day in the staff. These people, San Marcos has 8 hours of recruiting every day. Because they have a really big team. They have a really big AM staff. They have like 14 people on AM staff. So why do I want to have more except for that? OKC, they have somebody who works 8 hours a day and their job is to recruit. It's 1 person. That's their full-time job. Lubbock, they have 10 AMs. And they do like 5 to 6 hours of recruiting every day. Edmond and Northeast San Antonio, kind of similar. Actually, sorry. Edmond is the one with the full-time 8-hour person that does it. South OKC, the manager, Titus, he would recruit himself for 6 hours by himself, and then he also had a couple of assistant managers helping out too. So that's what they do. They have shifts. They have multiple hours of recruiting every day, split up between a couple of people. So however we want to do it, I'm down. But we just need to have at least 4 hours of recruiting a day. However, we want to split it up. If we want to do 2 and 2, 1 and 4, 4 and 4. Two people for 2 hours.
What do you mean, 2 and 2, 1 and 4?
2 people for 2 hours each, that's 4 hours.
Oh.
One person for 4 hours, that's taken. 4 people for 1 hour, that's 4 hours.
Oh, okay, got it.
So however, I don't care as long as we have our, yeah. Cause that's gonna be the number.
Okay. Can I go right to it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I prefer 4 people, 1 hour.
Okay,
Just so that way, like.
But you can't do it.
Yeah. See, because I feel like I have shorter increments of time in my schedule
Yeah.
before I have to go somewhere, be somewhere, do something, all of the things. So. That's my preference,
Okay.
but if that's not the majority, then I can try and carve out more time.
do you guys think that, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go for it.
I was gonna ask, do you guys think that we need to have like a blanket, like, okay, we are all doing 2 and 2? Or can it be like, okay, Serena and Alexis do 2 1-hour shifts a week? And then Brooke would rather just knock it out all in one day, and she does that. As long as we're still getting 4 hours every day,
Right.
we can break it up.
Any thoughts?
I think we should break both those things. Because, I mean, I feel like I would have more time to do a 2-hour shift, whereas Serena would have better time to do a 1.
Sometimes even we have like I really do 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just because like I. You know, different day.
Yeah.
In school, I think we.
I didn't realize how easy it is to sit down and make like 30 to 40 calls in an hour. Especially like on a Thursday or Friday, because most people don't answer anyways. And obviously we want to book people, but like, I think, you know, with my schedule with church and school and work, having an hour to like here before training, like to have an hour there is way easier than saying, okay, I gotta be up here by 8:30 in the morning and call for 2 hours. I'm not gonna be super energized for training, but if I had an hour of recruiting time, that kind of like hypes me up because it's not that long. So that, yeah, I like this idea of breaking it up. One person for 4 hours.
Did the 2-hour shift increment, then it would only be 1 week. So I think we'll have a choice of, do you wanna do 1 2-hour shift or 2 1-hour shifts?
Oh, yeah.
The 1 4-hour shift was just throwing it out there. Obviously I don't expect it, but I mean, that's how Titus set 60 people last week. He called one person for 6 hours every day. So people do it. If you're committed for it, but I don't expect you guys to do that. And I don't want to do that. So,
The problem is a long time.
but he made like $5,000 this week, so. It pays.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, so. So yeah, okay, so then let's go. When do you want to do it?
Not Monday, unless it's after.
I have a
split.
question.
Yes,
Can this be like changed every week, like during our board meetings, we like pick a shift for next week, cause like I would
think
prefer to
that's
go on
fine.
Saturdays, but some weekends I have events.
yeah,
So can it, like every week we just go through each person's like, okay, I'll do this day this time, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
So that way we're making sure it gets done,
yeah, that's fine.
and not like, oh, my schedule came up, I can't do it, cause this week I have something on this day, you know?
Yeah. That works.
I'm gonna say Tuesday and Wednesday.
What time?
So Tuesday, I'd say like a 4, from 4 to 5, and then Wednesday. I can do.
Wednesday, 3 to 4. Okay. So I'm gonna make this repeating weekly, and every week we can go and shift it around if we need to. Okay, Lisa? What would you
What
like to
did she
do?
say?
She did 4 to 5 and 3 to 4 on Tuesday, Wednesday. You guys can do it at the same time. Because if you call for an hour and you call for an hour, that's 2 hours in the day.
Mhm.
When do you want to do that?
Do you think Monday morning? Monday morning, one or three?
To 5.
30.
Figure it out. Yeah, I would say.
We could do like
Like a,
the weekend, like the day in the weekend.
you do like a 1 to 3 on a Monday. If you wanted to do it in the morning, you can, but I think most people would be in class. So like maybe an afternoon, like a 12 to 2.
Oh, never bought lunch.
Yeah.
On the phone.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Is that something you want to do? Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. When do you want to do it on Tuesday?
Noon? Is that okay? What time?
I could do, we're gonna be here, so. I could do like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
Okay. What are we talking about? Oh, okay, got your recreation, Kristen. When do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? To figure out when? So you're not wasting your time? If you wanted to do Saturdays before your interviews,
See, that's what I'm
yeah,
trying to think.
okay. For your thing, do you want to do it later or a different day? Yeah. On Mondays. Okay. For this week, would you rather do like Wednesday?
Yeah.
Maybe like after your interview?
Yeah.
Okay, so like call it 2:30 to 4:30. And then the other weeks it'll be on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on Mondays and Wednesdays from 5 to 6:15.
But she has a lab because she's a senior. Wait, your latest class is like 2 o'clock, no? No, she has some late classes. What's your latest class? She's also a senior though. Huh?
I can do it either Tuesday before my interview or on Friday. I can do those times. I
Okay.
can't do any other day during the week, except for
When's your latest? Brooke's wondering when your latest class in the week is.
my latest class in the week.
Yeah.
It's Friday. Thursday at 1.
Thursday
From
at
1
1.
to
Kristen's right. Thank you, Lily. We're trying to figure out best times to recruit. After 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock are the best times, because everybody's gonna be done. Monday would be better.
Are you gonna check in with us, or do you want us to tell our staff in the group chat? How do you want?
Stats in the group chat, just like we did, I think it was last week, calls, answered, booked, that was really good. We might move that over from our staff text to our group me. That way we can keep our stats in the group me, and the staff text is more for like conversations. Sending numbers in our group chat, like our text thread. I mean, I like it, but I don't want it to get too bogged down, you know? Like, cause I send a bunch of stuff and then you guys, I don't know if you read it. I don't know if you read it or not. AM group, yeah, not the normal group, an AM staff group. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Yeah. Just for stats, numbers and interviews and things like that. Cool. Okay. Okay, and then Lily, you said before your interviews on Tuesdays? See, okay. For 2 hours?
So
For
1
1 hour?
hour. 1
Okay,
hour before my interview. And then actually make it where it's like 15 minutes before my interview. Because I don't like recruiting when people are there.
yeah. Agreed.
Oh my.
What
And
time is it?
then I can do an hour Friday.
Say that again? Friday?
Hang on 1 sec.
Hang on.
I can do Friday morning.
Friday morning. Okay. Like, can I put you at 10 o'clock?
I would do it at 9, but if 10 works better, sure.
I just don't think you're gonna get a lot of answers at 9 in the morning.
10 will work then.
Okay. Okay, so Alexis, we need her times and then my time. This week I can call. I'm gonna do an hour here. Actually, I'll do it here. What am I gonna do? Morning. I didn't do it right before that. Nah. I'd love to do it again on. Okay. Yeah, I can do it. Tuesday, we're already booked. Where do we need more? We need more on Wednesday. We need some on Thursdays. We need some. So can I call after PSU Serena? Maybe. No, I'm talking to myself. Maybe 45. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay, cool.
Do
Okay.
you have 4 hours that you need?
No.
That's okay,
But we also don't have to do it on a schedule.
but it's a start.
Yeah, we 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. With Alexis, that's 14 hours. That's an average of 2 hours per day. We'll see how we go. we'll reconvene next week on that because we need to go on to the next thing. Okay, you guys happy with that? Excited about it? Love it? Pumped? Okay, cool. All right, next thing. Developing leaders of leadership. So our team is getting big. Woo! Yeah, let's go. Exciting stuff. So I have a roster. I didn't add any new people. What is what's their names? Victoria. How to say, and but it's her PR.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna zoom in on this even more. Here we go. Okay, so this right here is what I want us to look at. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Okay, so here's the structure, and I talked to guys, we're gonna go a little bit over. I'm sorry. I talked to my mentor about delegation and how to do this. So I'm going to share a couple of things. First of all, our structure for developing you guys as coaches is called MAWL, MAWL, MAWL. It's acronym. M stands for model. So I'm going to model what coaching looks like. A stands for assisting. I'm going to assist you through coaching people. W stands for watching. I'm going to watch you coach people. And then L stands for leave. I'm going to leave and let you do it. So MAWL, model, assist, watch, and leave. That it's the same structure as you do, I do. What is it? I do, we do, you do. How we did with the interviews, with recruiting. Same thing, model, assist, watch, and leave. Okay. I want us to all be on the same page of if this happens, then do this. So if somebody comes to you and is like, oh my gosh, like I've had 3 no sales and 2 cancellations, I'm about to quit. What do you do? I want to come up with a playbook. I want us to have a playbook so we all have the same answer. Okay. So that we all can coach efficiently and well. So these are kind of some bigger things that I talked about with David Terry. Okay, what else? 3 characteristics of leadership: character to lead, capacity to lead, and commitment to lead. What else did I write down? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay. So here's what I came up with. Here should be our structure. David Terry says that as a leader, you can only fully coach and 100% help people reach their potential with 5 people.
Wait, one more time.
David Terry says that the max amount of people that you can coach to help them reach their potential, the best of your ability, is 5 people. If you start adding more people than that, then your quality of service to those people goes down. So already my quality of service to you guys is low. Is it because I don't care about you guys? No, obviously. Oh, yeah. Obviously not. It's because our team is growing and there's a lot of people to talk to, and it's a lot. Okay. Not complaining. These are good problems to have. So what we should do is I should be coaching our 5 assistant managers. And then we'll have 2 other assistant managers that are also coaches. Okay. So not everybody's going to be a coach at first, because not everybody's ready to be a coach at first. So for the 5 that aren't coaches, you guys are my 5. I am working with you. For the 2 that are not my 5, you guys are working with the other sales reps that we can't take. Okay. Now, ultimately, here's what I would like it to be. I would like every person to have a team, every assistant manager to be a coach. Okay. And what this is going to look like eventually is, as we get more AMs, it's going to start looking like that, where AM 11. Brother. Okay. gonna start looking like that, where now you're teaching them. Remember where you guys were 4 weeks ago? You're gonna be you're gonna be walking new assistant managers through those steps. I do, we do, you do. And then recruiting and blitzes and these things. So you're preparing to be able to lead other people through what you're going through right now. Okay. And then eventually when you run your own office, you're going to be doing that for your people. Okay. So that's what eventually it's going to start to look like. Okay. So how to coach effectively. Number one, you should have a weekly workshop for your team. Why do we do this? The most important part of this is building relationships. If you do not have trust with your team, then you will lose them. They won't talk to you. They won't listen to you if you do not have trust. Where does trust come from? Yeah. How do you develop a relationship? Talking to them, getting to know them. Connection. How do you do those things?
Spending time.
This. Let's go. I was literally about to say it. I'm beating you to it. You just that's what, yes, spending time. Love. How do you spell love? Wrong.
S-U-U-C.
Wrong. T-I-M-E.
That was gonna be my next guess.
Ooh, that's good. How do you spell love? With time. T-I-M-E. Okay. If you want to develop a relationship, if you want to develop trust, if you feel like, oh, Stephen, I don't know how to coach people, I don't know how to help people, I don't know how to talk, I don't know how to connect with them, spend time with them. So that's what these first two things. How do you coach effectively? You should do a workshop for 1 to 2 people every week. A workshop where you just talk about referrals, sales, get them selling. Okay. Second thing, invite them to coffee, take them coffee, spend time with them outside of work. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. If you want a relationship with somebody, if you want to develop a relationship with them, it can't be just work related. If it's just work related, what are you to them? You're just the boss. You're just the manager. You're just the person who tells them what to do. You don't actually care about them. You just want them to work. So take them out to coffee once a month, twice a month, something like that. You don't even have to pay for it, right? I get coffee with people from church all the time. Sometimes I pay for it. Sometimes they pay for it. I do that all the time. Why? Do I benefit from it? No. It's because I care about the relationship. Maybe I benefit from the relationship. So develop a relationship. This helps build our team culture. Third thing is to track their numbers, send encouragement and coaching tips. That should be normal. That's called, anybody know what that's called?
What's called?
Tracking numbers, sending daily encouragement and coaching tips, doing that every day. What's that called? We have a specific name for it. It's three letters. PDI.
Oh.
PDI, personal daily interaction. Personal daily interaction. Personal daily interaction. So whenever I call you and I'm just like, hey, what are you doing? How was class? Cool. Yeah, I'm going to Chick-fil-A. Not much. Got some things going on. Or I send you like just random stuff. PDI. Personal daily interaction. It's not just about tracking the numbers, but it does matter to track the numbers. So how do you do this? It's best to call. You can text, but if you really want to develop relationships, you'll call them. You can only develop relationships so much with a text message. So if you want to know the coaching roles of a DM, coaching roles of a DM is to coach assistant managers. Take the 2 top representative sales reps to coffee and first weekend management, maybe fast start management. The growth step of a DM, why do I do these 3 things? Is to double the staff size and effectiveness. That's why a DM coaches AMs, takes the top 2 reps to coffee and focuses on the fast start management. What is the role of an assistant manager coaching? The assistant manager is to coach their team, takes their team to coffee, meets with them, hangs out with them, develops a relationship with them, and then daily, weekly management. Why does an assistant manager do this? So they can be promoted to branch manager and district manager and be good at it and develop an awesome team. A representative, what is their role within the organization? Do demos, get recommendations, and develop confidence. Why do they want to do these 3 things? So they can be promoted to assistant manager. So this is what we're gonna do for coaching. This is what we've come up with. What do you guys think of this structure?
I like,
What do you like about it?
I like the way it's set up. I think it's set up for success. It doesn't look like there's any quote unquote flaws in the system. Like, you know where your next 7 are gonna go. It's not like that's like a question like, oh, well, what are we gonna do if this happens? Like, everything's pretty set in stone. There's a plan, and then we have to execute.
Yeah.
So, I like it.
Okay.
Do you think there's anything?
What do you think? What do you like about it?
But like even like without this, I already just like get really excited, just like talking to new reps, like I just want to jump out there and help, you know?
Yeah.
And I was talking to the guy I was training with, he was the number one at SE2 in Lubbock, and I was talking to him like, you know, yesterday too, and he was like, yeah, no, like I'm just so excited, like I just want to help, like have my own team, build teams, like teach them and help them. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I want to do.
Mhm.
And so I feel like this not only would help like our new reps, you know, keep that confidence and like not maybe quit so fast. But also like too, it helps you because you're also motivated by teaching others, you know, like you're doing this, like you're like kind of like rewriting your teaching. Yeah, you're getting like teach you, but kind of like it's like grounded. Yeah. I know.
Teresa, what do you think?
I like the idea of that.
Teresa, what do you think?
Cause like then you like fall off for like a day or two, cause sometimes I do that, then like, oh, I still have to like call them, and then like, you know, you call them, and you're like, you call them, you're like, yeah, you can do phone calls, and then you're like, and you're like, why am I not doing phone calls? You know, so I feel like it makes you accountable for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
Cause you're like, how are you gonna tell these people to do this, and you're not, you know?
yeah, like this afternoon, was it Isaac, I believe? And I was again. And I guess he was trying to get a hold of me, but I think he might have been, he was like around 12
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, so he was like, I didn't know who wants to call, so I called you, like called me, and so like that just made me feel like. Oh, it just made me feel good, like I felt needed, so.
Good. I can't run this business without you guys, obviously. So if we're gonna categorize, there's 5 layers of management. And these are the layers that I'm writing down. These are the 5 layers of the 5 layers of management. Fast start, first weekend, active reps, AMs, DMs. And these are what classify. Actually, let's switch. So we need to be producing results on every layer. On Tuesday, these people here in the first 10 days will be moved to active reps. These people in the first weekend will move to first 10 days. And we'll have 0 people in the first weekend because that's going to be our new training class during that weekend. Okay. So as we're growing our team, if we want to count how many people there are, 1, 2, 3, 6, 10, 17, 22. 22. We have 22 people on the team. Five of them would count about like what, 20% of the team. So I can only coach 22 times 0.05. Wait up. 22 divided. How many? 22. How do you do?
5 divided by 22.
Is that how? 5 divided by 2? Yeah, that was what I was looking for. 5 people would not be 20% of the team. So there's another 80% of the team that I can't coach to their full potential. I can try, but it's gonna be crappy. I can't do it without you guys. So this was just me, this down here was just me playing around and just putting names and numbers out there. Here's what I think we want to do here. We can name teams. I want to be Team Alpha. I think it's a cool name. So I like that name. You can name your team. Here's what we're going to start with: Kristen, Lily, and Brooke. Brooke, because she's been around the longest, she's been selling a lot and she's been recruiting a lot. So the numbers don't lie. That's all. You guys will be able to have a team later on as our team grows, because the 4 of us won't be able to manage a team of 40 people. We'll need 8 coaches at that point. The goal is that each person has 5 total. So who's on my team? My team is you guys. So we have Brooke. Okay, and then Kristen and Lily are also in there as well. But they don't need quite as much management because of the stage of their career. So I'm gonna do this. Not this. Can we do? No, that's all right. Forget it. All right. Okay. So then, Kristen. Okay. How are we determining who goes on the team? It's really who I think is going to be most suitable for your personality, who you can coach well. So let's go through here. These people are taken by me. So we're gonna just black that out. Okay. These people are also taken by me. So, but again, they don't have as much management. So that's fine. Okay. So, I want to give Kristen a guy. Kristen, is there other people on this list that you know that you're like, yeah, I want to work with them? Not that's okay. I can assign these. Maybe Jess. And I'm gonna give you that. Kira, softball girl, pretty self-motivated, do it herself. Jess was here earlier the other day, team meeting, super positive, great attitudes, determined person, just needs some more attention. Okay, so then that takes out these 2. Kayla, I think she's basically quit. So we're gonna, and then Ellie, she's basically quit. These other 4 and 8. So then for these people here, I will manage them through their fast start. And here's how I think we should do it. And I'd love your input. I think I should manage them for day 1 through 3 through their first weekend. And then day 3 through 10 should be a joint management where you guys start building relationships with them. So when they're out of their fast start, they're not just connected to me. They have their coach that they work with. What do you guys think about that? Okay. So then let's talk about when these people are out. Brooke, you're gonna take Victoria because you're okay. Caleb, Isaac, Tristan. Isaac, these 3 goes out. Let's just get this active. Lily, I'm gonna give you Emily. I think you'll like her. She's really sweet. She's just been MIA. It's not just Casey, good attitude, could use some. He needs some attention. Allie's out. Angel, boy, I wanted to be with Angel. I think you guys will get along. So then that leaves Caleb, Isaac, and Tristan. Okay. Isaac and Tristan. Isaac and Tristan. Isaac. Trying to think. Isaac and Tristan are literally just Tristan, you know Isaiah, like our Isaiah. Tristan reminds me a lot of Isaiah. He's funny. I'm gonna give you Tristan because as he reminds me of Isaiah, and you might be able to recognize and get. Could be totally different person, but he reminds me of Isaiah. Okay, so that's 4 for Kristen, and then we'll just do. I'm gonna give you Caleb. You have a preference? Wait, no, Isaac went to Randall, so you're gonna have more of a connection. Yeah, you're gonna have more of a connection. So Lily with Caleb. Shot in the dark. I don't think he's gonna last very long, just to be real with you. So that's that. Okay. So these are the teams. Kristen, what do you want your team name to be? This is your team. Zach top team. What do you want? Have fun with it. Make it.
We chat GPT.
Okay. Okay. You should, yeah, come up with a chat GPT. That's fine. Make it your own. Make it something fun that you like. I think Alpha's cool because. Yeah. Lily. Yeah, but do you want a team name? What's your team name?
Just for the moment. I don't know.
Cheekies? Team Cheekies?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Team Mimis?
No. Just get me for the moment.
Okay.
Come back to me at a later time.
Think about it for a second.
Your favorite color and your favorite color? Pink Panther? I don't know. Black Panther? Okay. There we go.
Yeah, I got like a 10
You're welcome.
Thank you. I just look at you, I'm like. Like this. So like Victoria's Secret, the other guy.
The other guy.
Something filler.
Okay, so go to the Black Panther. Let me think of anything else I needed to cover. Oh yeah, the last things that we were going to talk about. Bulletproof. It's cool. Okay, Lily, last one. What are you thinking?
It's like. Oh, sweetness. Yeah, I know. Sweetness.
That's. They said you should be Team Sweetness. Nah.
Said that. Hello. Was it Chris?
Is it Team Sweetness? What is it?
Was it Chris?
Chris said you
Yeah.
should call it Team Sweetness.
No,
I said we made you cry, Lily.
no. Come back to be a different day.
Come back to you a different day. Okay, you have the drive to think about it.
Yeah, I have
Okay,
hours.
okay. For now, we're gonna put Team Sweetness. That was Kristen's ruling. Okay. Vector Live, Vector Connect, Mission 300. Team meeting, Vector Live. Okay. Training class, team members, finish the damage for them. Okay. What am I doing? Vector Live, Vector Connect, Mission 300. Okay, so Mission 300. This is where we're at so far. We set 74 in September, so we're a little bit behind. Okay. What we need to set every month is 100. So we'll have to do 126 this month to catch up.
Well, technically we have 2 days.
On the Vector Live calendar, the month started. Yeah, so if you the 26th on Friday. So it's okay. It's okay. That's what we're going by. So yeah, let's keep this up. 17 is really strong for Blitz. That's really strong. Probably going to be number one, number two in the division. I would expect. Maybe across Lone Star too. So great job today, guys, on that. Vector Live feedback. So what I like to do, let's track our numbers. If we go to advertising stats, this tells us our recruiting numbers, interview numbers, training numbers, and CPO numbers. So if we do advertising stats and then under source filter, all main with CPO, that means including sales. We can look at our numbers. We've set 46 people since the beginning of this semester. Out of those 46, 9 have showed. That's a low percentage. Let's actually go down here. So we've set 79 people. That's not including today. 79 people out of those 16 have showed. That's a 24% percentage. That is also low. We want it to be at like 40%. So let's make sure that we're calling before our interviews, an hour before, make sure that people are going to show up. I know we started doing that this week, and I think we had better numbers this week. In fact, we did have the most set for training this week out of all the weeks in the last since the summer. So great job. We had 10 set this week. We had 5 show. We had 4 launch. Out of those 16 that showed, we accepted 13. Those are some pretty good numbers. Love it to be like 15. Out of 13 that were accepted. Wait. Yeah, no, that's right. We're just looking at the MRO for now. Out of 13, that would be 7 that showed. That's a great percentage. I love that. Great job, guys. Seriously, that means you guys are, yes, that's running great. We want it to be 50%. So the fact that it's 64, fire. Great job. Seriously, that's like on fire. Out of those 7 people, 6 of them launched. That's fire. CPO is 673 per launch or per person, which is total of 4,000. We want that to be at a minimum of like 2,000. So that's a little low. That's on me. 2,000 per person. That's just in general. So they start the job, and up until this date, each person has sold on average $2,000. That's our goal. So we're a little low. We're a lot low. This is really low numbers. I think this comes down to management. It comes down to coaching that we just talked about, that we just showed. Also, consider that the majority of our launch that we've launched 12 people this semester. We launched 4 people yesterday and 5 people last week. That's 9. So 9 out of the 12 started in the last 2 weeks. So they're really brand new. We haven't lost them yet. We need to get them in. We need to get them selling this week. So that's that. Vector Connect. Sales report for the week. This will be our last thing. Thank you guys for staying after. So new 3,800, FSM 400. We're at 12 orders. And then Kira is leading the way. Fast start. That's normal. Fast starters should typically be leading the way. And then right behind them should be our assistant managers. Brooke, fantastic job. Lily, fantastic job. Brisa, fantastic job. And then Isaac, Tristan, Victoria, and are all in their first weekend. And then Jess is also a fast starter as well. So this is the layers that it should look. I want all of our assistant managers to be on the board and for them to be right behind our fast starters and our top people, our top new people. So great job on that leadership, Brooke, Lily, and Brisa. That's fantastic. That's what we want to see. So we want to be at 20 orders every week at a minimum. So what does that mean? That just means our team needs more management. So when we're coaching our teams here, like we just talked about, these people all need to be getting demos every day, multiple demos every week. So that's what it's going to come down to. So that is the results of that. It doesn't look like we're gonna have our first 10K week this week, but this is so far the biggest week that we've had all semester. And so we want to continue to grow from this. We don't want to stop tomorrow, like finish strong tomorrow and then not sell anything until this Friday. We need to continue to keep your eye. Team meeting schedule, routine shifts, team meeting topics. Anybody? Oh, we're talking about accessories, this team meeting. Anybody want to change that? No. Okay. We're starting that this week. That's a good question. So what does it mean? Like, what are we actually going to be doing? What is the coaching? The coaching is going to be, first of all, I'm going to put everybody into a group chat with like your people and your team, one-on-one, three-way text, not one big group chat. And then you should create a group chat with your team. If you have people who are still in their first weekend, then I'll introduce you to them after their advanced training, which is tomorrow night. So with that, once you get that, then get them to your workshops, get them to your workshops, get them to team, make sure they're coming to team meeting, ask them to coffee, call them, chat with them. You should do it for them, and you can be here if the office isn't being used. Like yeah. And other people can join your workshops too. The goal of these workshops is for you to be able to build a relationship with them and help them sell. Also, if you're going to schedule workshops or other events, I want to be in the loop on everything. When are your workshops? How are they doing? When did you go to coffee? What did you talk about? Everything until I say so. Remember model, assist, watch, and leave. I will leave after we do the model, assist, and watch. So don't go ghost. Keep me in the loop. Okay. Thank you guys. Any questions? Gives me anything? Really drive safe. Okay. Bye.
Did you hear me?